Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Been a couple updates back to back here on the 84. We finally have her here to the house and in the garage, and everything's loaded. So today we're going to start on the wiring harness. I'm going to break it out on the table back here behind me, kind of walk you through what that looks like. But tonight what I want to do is get the fuse box installed and get the firewall pad reinstalled into the truck, because this is really step one before we can put it all back together. I think some of the videos I've seen on this, I've never done this, so some of the videos I've seen is 3 to 4 hours to get it all done. I don't know if it really takes that long, but I'm gonna do some filming as we go and kind of show you. So if you're kind of nervous about kind of doing this work, I've never done it. I've never done this much work on a truck before to begin with, and I think the project's been pretty cool up at this point. And our whole message is just wrench it. That's really what the channel is about, is just really trying to encourage you to get off your couch or get out of your house, get out of your comfort zone. You have a project, go out there and work on it. You know, just get a wrench and, you know, kind of do some research, know what you're doing, kind of be safe about it. Don't go out there and just start wrenching on stuff you have no idea what you're dealing with. But, you know, make sure it's safe and you're in a safe environment. You got proper PPE on and all that good stuff. But let me flip the camera around. It's so nice to come to you from the garage and where we're at on this thing. And I'll show you the wiring harness that we picked up and go from there, okay? All right, laid out, this is what it looks like. Everything, I'll maybe get the camera closer. This is your front light harness kit to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, how they label it. This is the engine harness kit here. It's your rear body harness kit. This is the fuse box here, and it comes with the dash harness kit. Has all the fuses and terminal connectors that you're gonna need. Here's the gauges, and here's the headlight switch. It comes with a new headlight switch, by the way, and I thought it came with a heater switch. I could be wrong. I thought it did. I'll double check that later, but I know the vintage air kit that we bought has one in it for sure. So if it didn't come with it, I'll double check that, but it does come with the new headlight switch there. So let me get this unboxed. I want to kind of give you an idea of what is in the box. And again, if you are a little unsure about doing this, I mean, the instructions are pretty damn clear. I mean, you can't get much more clear than that. And like I said, they have a YouTube channel as well, so you can go on there and take a look at it. So let me get the main dash harness kit first, because that's what we're going to do in the beginning. And then once I start the install, I'll circle back with you and make a little bit of video on what we're doing, okay? All right, step one, read carefully. And basically what it's telling you to do is, before you start the installation, is come over here, follow this fuse diagram, and install all the fuses and the flashers onto the fuse box before you do anything else. So we have completed that part. It takes all of 3 or 4 seconds. So now we're going to read the instructions and kind of see where we're at next. And then probably going to have to do adding some additional terminals. You can see where the wires are just stripped, so you're going to have to add terminals. And like I said, those come with the kit, so you just got to follow the proper crimping instructions, which you have crimping tools in the toolbox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these step by step, and then I'm going to take a look at the wiring diagram here, and then I'm going to put terminals on all these wires that don't have them, and we'll see how long that takes. I'm guessing about 10 or 15 minutes. That's with me reading instructions and doing the work, and then also making the video. So make sure that if you're doing this, you're taking the time to not just say, plug in fuses and go, but take the time to read the instructions and then do it right. So let's get through that, and then I'll circle back with you. All right, guys, we're going to end today. This is the first day of the wiring main engine, or the main harness I have back in the truck, and started just routing some of the wires. So I just have everything set on a table. It's good to do that. Fuse box is back in. It's going to feel a little overwhelming at times, I think. Everything is kind of connected with tie straps. You can choose to leave them on. I thought it was easier for me to cut the tie straps because everything was tied together. And then what I did is once I installed the fuse box, I came back and just separated my wires. So we're gonna call it a night tonight. And I have all my long wires running across the top here. I'll start sorting those tomorrow afternoon. And but you can see the fuse box in, it just screws right back into the 2 holes that it came out of. I may tighten it up a little bit more tomorrow. We'll see. The dash pad is back in, although the retainers they sent do not fit. These are too small, so I'm going to have to find a larger plug to hold the new pad in. But I do have the new dash pad just sitting in there so we can get the wiring done. So it's pretty exciting. But that's where we're at the end of day 1. And hopefully by Thursday I'll have all this done. I'll have the gauges back in. And we can kind of start plugging and playing. Everything on the wires, you're not going to see this, but about every 10 inches or so, the wires are marked what they are for. And you do have to do some crimping and terminal ends on them, but just follow the directions. Make sure you're using the proper plug for the proper year. It'll tell you that in the instructions. But it's not too bad. And then from there, we'll start taking a look at how we're going to wire everything from the front of the truck into the fuse box itself, and go from there. So hopefully by the end of the weekend, like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, all this is in. We start putting the gauges back in, and then engine sitting over there, engine and transmission this weekend. Be pretty good. All right, got all the stuff mounted in there, guys. Looking pretty good. John's over the front of the truck working, hooking up headlights. It looks like a little mess right now, but it's actually organized chaos. We've already started running the wires, got all the ignition and everything hooked up for the most part. So what we're doing now is coming to the front of the truck, running everything off the bulkhead here, and you can see that. And what we're doing is wiring the headlights right now. A little bit of splicing you have to do with this automotive or American automotive wiring harness. John's like, this is a pain in the ass, Thomas. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Not my favorite. Painless is better.
So we'll have all this done. Well, I don't know if we get it all done today. We got some football to watch later, but coming together pretty good between today and tomorrow. I think we'll have most of it done, to include the vintage air that's going to go back in. Progress, guys, progress. All the front lights, the front light harness is complete. It's ran. We have the engine harness already connected. I ran the rear harness tonight. It's not all nice and tight down there, but you can see the wire loom. Everything's there. So that should be pretty good. Runs off the bulkhead there. Kind of just show you in the back. It is organized chaos. Sorry, it's a little dark back here. But the rear lights are ran. There's the license plate, and then the right lights, and we'll tie all that up over the weekend. That is truly organized chaos. It's just some extra wire left over, but it's basically all the weather stripping for the doors, all of that, a little bit of hose, emblems and things like that. But all this will be cleaned out over the weekend, and we'll have it all inside of the truck. But I appreciate you guys watching, and a little bit more progress. All right, guys, just a quick update where we're at. Some of the first things you're going to install is your fresh air cap. You're going to install this plate here, which covers the OEM factory holes. Each one of these require a 1/4 inch bead of silicone, or as you desire. It's just how much you maybe want to clean off when it's all said and done. And then on top, you're going to install the vent ducts. They just screw in to the dash. That's where it's at. That's probably about 30-45 minutes worth of work right there, if you're doing it by yourself. And then what you're going to start on is you're going to start on the evap unit itself, and it comes in a bag just like this. This is the front bracket, I believe. Yeah, this is your evap front bracket. There's 2 bolts that come in the kit itself, and what you're going to do is you're going to take those out and you're going to reinstall those with the bracket there. And then if you just follow the instructions, I'm going to do this in a minute, so I'll show you when it's all said and done. You're going to run 2 hard lines here up to this point, and I'll show you where those go once I put it together. But it's pretty simple up to here. I don't think it's going to be too crazy complicated. The instructions are pretty good. But hopefully by this evening, I'll have this mounted inside of the truck underneath the dash and show you what that looks like. And saw the rest of the ductwork there, and the glove box. You got to change out a piece in the glove box so it all fits. So let me get this installed, finished up, and then I'll give you a quick look at what it looks like. All right, guys, just let me pan out here. I will show you. There's four bolts here that come into the unit as you install this rear bracket right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tighten it down. If you do, you're not going to be able to slide this over to tighten the hard lines in. So put the cover on, just slide it on, put the hard lines in. Don't tighten this down. Tighten everything down. Make sure you grease up the fitting or grease up the O-rings, and then once this is tight, come back in and you tighten them down. So I'm going to do that now and then see what the next steps are. All right, we have front and rear brackets on. That's what it looks like when it's all said and done. So that's what it should look like. Make sure you tighten everything back down. So let's see what's up next. We have all the mounting brackets on. So we're going to install the evap unit into the firewall next. So let me get that set up and inside the truck, and then we'll circle back and show you where we are. All right, guys, I kind of have the unit sitting in my lap in the truck sideways, but we had to take it out and remount it because these are the two hard lines we plugged in earlier. There's a third hard line right here that it doesn't tell you to install it. I'll show you what it looks like once it's installed again. I didn't see instructions where it said install it first. Kind of turn the unit around. Looks like that. So I had to take it back down and install it, and then you have to wrap all of the metal joints with flex tape. So make sure if you're doing this, install all three hard lines first and then install your unit. All right, guys, this is what it's going to look like once it's mounted on the inside. We're going to call it a night tonight, but we have the evap unit mounted back underneath the dash. This is the vintage air. We're going to have to figure out the firewall pad. It doesn't fit with the spacers and everything, so we're probably going to have to cut this out and then maneuver it around the evap so we have a firewall pad back there. So we'll have to do that separately, make it look nice once it's all said and done. That's what it looks like on the inside. You have two sheet metal screws that come with your kit here. If you can take this dash out, makes it a lot easier. If you can't, get you something like this, and it's going to take you probably 30 to 45 seconds. They're not self-tapping, but you can force it and then it'll tighten down. That's what it'll look like on the inside. And then to show you what it's going to look like on the outside, this is what it's starting to look like on the outside. You can see we've already started cleaning the firewall up. Looks really nice. We have the air cap on already. This is the kit that comes, this is the plate that comes with it. You can all see all the lines starting to run. So we're going to call it a night tonight and get back on it tomorrow. But we got that in, or we got the evap unit in. All of the air caps are in. So pretty good progress tonight for where we are. So stay tuned. We'll get back at it tomorrow and finish this thing off so we can finish off the wiring. Another day on the 84 Chevy. Pretty much have about as much of the vintage air kit that we can run installed without putting the motor in. So we need to tie in the compressor and all the lines, and then we need to tie in the radiator and then the front compressor that goes here. So we're going to do all that at one time. I hope we don't have to take the grill back out. We might have to. We're going to try. You need Loctite?
Yeah.
Right here.
All right.
She's up high. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been about 2 weeks maybe since we posted. We've been working on the 84. You can see camera angle behind me. We got the engine and transmission back in. So if you're watching this, we've done another video on it. We don't have it fired up yet, but I'm gonna flip the camera around, show you what we've done, where we're at, show you the wheels and tires we have on it. Just kind of a quick update. Been a busy, maybe 1 or 2 weeks now since the last time we posted. Been posting some shorter videos on TikTok. But let me flip it around and show you where we're at. We still got some work to do this week, but I think by Sunday we'll have the engine completely wrapped up, the interior completely back inside the truck. But let's flip this bad boy around and show you where we are. All right, as you can see, we have the Chevy 350 back in. We have a rebuilt Turbo 400. We could not use the original transmission. It was just too far gone to even rebuild. So we ended up picking one up from Atlas Transmission here in Tucson over the weekend. Put it back in, got the engine, the headers. Most of the pulleys are back on, water pumps back on. We started installing the EFI. It's gonna be a FiTech. However, if you've never done this, like this is my first time doing this, John's done it a couple times. You're gonna need a spacer if you're using a standard intake. So you're going to need a spacer. We're going to pick one of those up and show you. But we've already started running the wiring harness. We have the Vintage Air system in. You can see how clean that looks behind. That wiring harness is just sitting there. We're going to mount this into the firewall. This is for the EFI system, but it'll mount something like that. But let me show you, clean this up a little bit. Very clean on the Vintage Air system. And then kind of walk you around. I think the video I did earlier, you can see it, but you can see it sitting under the dash. And that truly is organized chaos, guys. Not too much going on there. We have everything kind of just hanging. We know where it all goes. We started positioning the radio. I'll get that mounted this week. And then I have the switch for Vintage Air right there. It'll mount to the top there. And then I had forgot to order the AC vents. So kind of had to put a hold on things for the AC unit because I need the vents to plug everything into. So that'll be in hopefully Wednesday or Thursday, so we'll get that done. And then the next video that you see will be the interior back together, maybe a little bit of video on the actual work that we're doing on the inside of the truck. Is pretty cool. All new, it's easy stuff. It's just bolting door panels in, putting new door handles on. We got to clean the windows and put new rubbers and things around the windows. But it's going pretty good. But the main objective was to get new wheels and tires, and those are the wheels, the Pro Comp wheels that are on it. We're going to have to maybe, we don't know. We're going to take a look at the front springs. You can see the rear. It's in the garage, don't have a ton of room. But we might have to cut the springs. So we need another probably 2 or 3 inches in the front here. We'll see what that's going to look like. But we're going to, once this is all done, truck's running, drivable, we'll come back and take a look at the springs. Either we're going to have to rotate them because they didn't seat properly, or we're going to have to take them out and cut about an inch and a half off. We'll see what that looks like. But everything's in. That's the condenser for the Vintage AC. We have to put the transmission cooler, radiators over there. But that's it, guys. Almost done with this thing. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the few followers that we picked up in the last couple of weeks as well. If you like the videos and you want to watch the whole series, I think we have 20 to 25 videos out there on the C-20. Please hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button if you hadn't subscribed. Hopefully one day we can start taking orders for custom builds and things like that. That's our ultimate goal. But this is our first one. This truck is still for sale. If you're interested in it, send me an email. We'll work out a deal, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great week.